So with that, as we look to the lineups, as we look to paid sick days, and also as we see heartbreak in Brampton this morning, where a family losing their 13-year-old daughter to COVID-19, there is a lot to discuss, and a lot of it is systemic failure. We join Dr. Andrew Boozary, who is Executive Director of Social Medicine at UHN, for reaction on all of these stories and more. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Melanie.
I want to begin first with a 13-year-old life lost due to COVID-19. And as we look at some context here, her father working in manufacturing. They live in a hot zone in Brampton, living in an apartment building where dad was vaccinated, mom was not. This speaks to where we are right now. What is your reaction when you heard this news?
Just heartbreak. It's hard not to feel that we as a system have betrayed her family. And I don't know what you say to Mr. Villegas, whose wife is still in the hospital without a vaccine, did not have access, and whose family went without paid sick leave, and to lose their daughter and to have what he had to go through in listening to her chest and not hearing her heartbeat. I don't know what we say. You know, it's not my patient, it's not, but I don't know what we as a health system, as a society, say to Mr. Villegas. You know.
It is absolutely heartbreaking to hear this story. One of the youngest people in Canada to die of COVID-19, and could this have been prevented? That brings me to paid sick days. Looking ahead to a vote in legislature today, you've been calling for this for some time. How do you think this is all going to play out with the votes, and how it'll be executed, more importantly?
We need to see some action. You know, I'm not a political pundit. I don't know how it'll play out in the legislature. But what we know is that not having paid sick leave has been failing people. It has left people in these impossible decisions, like Mr. Villegas and his family, and losing Emily Villegas. And I don't know what other hurt we're supposed to experience as a society, what other heartbreak is supposed to happen for there to be action. If we cannot move now on something to protect people and their families.
I can hear the emotion in voice. You've seen this firsthand, Dr. Boozary. I know that you were at some of these pop-up clinics last weekend, I believe it was, and it's not about vaccine hesitancy, because we see the lines wrapped around for kilometers, people lined up in the cold, in these weather conditions, wanting to get that shot in these hot spots. What did people say to you when you spoke to them? How did they feel when they finally did get a dose?
You're absolutely right, Melanie. This is not about vaccine hesitancy. We've used the term vaccine hesitancy to deny communities access to the vaccine. This is about access. Communities have been choked off of access throughout the pandemic to testing, to the supports, to measures like paid sick leave, and to the vaccine. And when it's made available and led by community, you see the lineups, you see the droves of people standing out there overnight, in the rain, in the snow, to do everything they can to get access to the vaccine and to protect themselves and protect their loved ones. And I hope when people see these images, it shows just how much we've denied communities the help, but also how much strength and resilience there is in community to do the right thing, to be out there, to protect each other, and see us get back to some sense of normalcy. And, you know, and seeing people's faces in the lines and seeing people who've come up in the vaccine clinic, again, it's not, how do you not feel that we have betrayed these people? We have, you know, it's been over a year that they've gone without paid sick leave. Some have told me that they felt left for dead, and that no matter what, it was going to rain, it was going to snow, it was going to be a whole day, they were going to stay because they had no other choice. And I think this is something where we've often looked to the US, we look down south to see the inequities, the injustice, the systemic discrimination. It's happening right now. It's been happening pre-pandemic, but it's now so visible You can't turn away from these lineups and what they mean, and that they're a symptom of systemic discrimination, but they're also inspiration about how much communities are fighting to see health and well-being back again.
So very well said. Dr. Boozary, thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate it.